Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really beautiful, quiet piece of writing. We're looking at a diary entry from August 16th, 2026 by an author simply named Ang. It's titled, Notes on Gardening, Part 988, Second Chances for the Humble Zinnia. But, this isn't just about dirt and petals. It's actually this profound meditation on patience, nature, and what happens when we just step back and let things take their natural course.
So, let me ask you this. Have you ever completely given up on something? Maybe a hobby you tried to pick up, a difficult project, or even a book you were just struggling to get through, only for it to come back to life and literally bloom when you least expected it? Keep that exact feeling of abandoned hobbies and second chances in your mind as we unpack Ang's incredibly relatable botanical journey.
Part 1. The initial Zinnia struggle and mixed success.
Okay, to really appreciate the payoff of this story, we've got to establish the initial conflict. Ang faced some very specific frustrations with the Zinnia. We're talking messy foliage, a weirdly elongated form, and honestly, the most discouraging part, a super low germination rate. Imagine putting all your time and care into the soil, only for the seeds to just absolutely refuse to sprout. That friction, combined with the messy, unruly leaves when they finally did decide to emerge, well, that can easily drain any hobbyist's enthusiasm.
And that persistent friction leads to a pretty definitive conclusion. Exploration postponed. Ang formally shelved the entire Zinnia project. Honestly, we can all relate to that moment of just throwing our hands up and saying, you know what, this just isn't working for me right now. The seeds are abandoned, the pot is left empty, and the gardener walks away.
Part 2. An unexpected yellow bloom and nature's defiance.
But as with the best stories, the exact moment we walk away is often when the magic happens. Ang writes, even so, some dormant seeds managed to sprout from the existing empty area of the pot and grew into a mature plant, giving us this lovely yellowing bloom. Think about the sheer odds here for a second. A totally abandoned, empty pot quietly nurtured a dormant seed until it completely defied expectations and grew into a fully mature plant. No way, right?
Part 3. The mystery of the seed and deductive botanical reasoning.
So this unexpected arrival basically turned Ang into a botanical detective. Where exactly did this resilient little survivor even come from? Could it be a rogue leftover seed from a past planting? Maybe a stray from a nursery plant? Or, wait, perhaps it was hiding in the recycled potting mix. Ang carefully weighed all these options to piece together the secret history of this single bloom. It's like a giant puzzle.
And the verdict? Recycled potting mix. Ang figured this out through a brilliant yet incredibly simple observation. It was the specific yellowing color of the bloom. That color was the dead giveaway that a stowaway seed had been hiding out in the recycled dirt all along, just waiting for the exact right conditions to finally break the surface.
Part 4. Rekindling your passion and the philosophy of seasonality.
So, what does this botanical surprise actually mean for the author, and by extension, for us? Well, Ang poses a rhetorical question in the diary. Would I revisit Zinnia again? After all the messy foliage, the low germination, the outright frustration, does this one unexpected bloom change everything? What do you think the author's answer is?
The answer is a resounding definitely. And from that, Ang builds this really brilliant methodology for hobbyists. Revisit species from time to time, make them seasonal, add variety, and rekindle your passion. Making things seasonal rather than a constant, grinding obligation is absolutely crucial. It's a profoundly effective way to prevent burnout. You just let it go, change seasons, and keep the whole shebang fresh.
As Ang notes, this adds variety to your garden collection, as well as rekindling your passion for certain species. Ang realized the Zinnia wasn't a failure at all, right? It was just out of season in the gardener's mind. And the lesson here extends way beyond gardening. It's about giving ourselves the grace and the space to step away from our interests. Because when we allow that distance, our passions finally have the room to organically take root and regrow.
Which leaves us with a final really beautiful thought to ponder. What dormant seeds in your own life are waiting for their second chance to bloom? Maybe it's time to let some of your abandoned passions sit quietly in the recycled potting mix of your mind and just see what unexpected color sprouts up when the time is right. Thank you so much for joining me to explore Ang's quiet gardening wisdom in this explainer today. Catch you next time.